Yo, I'm Big Brian, and let's talk football.
What the hell's going on out here?
Yo, what's happening? On this episode of Let's Talk Football, today we're talking about the man that put the aura and rivalry for the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Redskins. All right, yeah. Back in the started in the '70s. That's when that was the best rivalry, and that was the best rivalry in sports. Cowboys versus Redskins. Check it out.
But that's what made a good coach. That's what made him.
Every time you lose, you die a little bit. You die inside, a portion of you. Not all of your organs, maybe just your liver. And every time you win, you're reborn.
I would be fascinated to know if he was to ever have taken a Rorschach test, what that doctor, after he examined that, what he would have said. It would have been pretty frightening, I'm afraid.
When I was coaching, if we lost a game, I went home and ate rice pudding and raisins. I wouldn't accept a dinner at the White House. I was ashamed of myself because we lost.
Everything we did from the moment I met him was something about football. I mean, the guy was like locked into this world and he was scared to go beyond it.
My father once went to a White House dinner in honor of Prime Minister Anwar Sadat, and he wanted to meet the Prime Minister to ask him if he had any insight into finding a place kicker in Egypt, to let him know.
Someone who is monomaniacal. You can't reason with them, you can't talk with them, you can't kid around with them. All they're thinking of is, I gotta have this because I need this to win, and don't you understand how important this is?
We didn't bother to give out Christmas cards. We used that money. I found out that they spent close to $3,000 on postage and Christmas cards. We used that money to buy projectors. More projectors to study the Dallas Cowboys.
George Allen's most enduring legacy may be the rivalry he started with the Dallas Cowboys.
In Texas, Cowboys are called Twins, while they reserve another word for Redskins.
Boom!
Let's make them eat their words. Physical.
George Allen was a genius when it came to creating hype. And the Cowboys became the perfect hype team. This was the team that we could go after.
Roger Staubach and Company. Roger Staubach, Tom Landry, Tex Ram. There we go.
George Allen taught me to hate the Dallas Cowboys. He taught me to hate the star. He taught me to hate their shiny uniforms. He taught me to hate the up and down of the offensive linemen. The Roger Staubachs, the Danny Whites, the Tony Dorsetts, the
Randy
we're
White.
better than everybody attitude.
In their first meeting since the 1972 NFC Championship, Allen's Redskins were protecting a 7-point lead with only 29 seconds to play. It took a heroic stop on 4th down by future Hall of Fame safety Ken Houston at the 1-yard line to preserve the Redskins' win. Throughout the 70s, Redskins-Cowboys games were must-see television.
Yep. That's
In
the man.
1976, the Eastern Division was at stake, and the hitting on the field reflected it. The Redskins had never won in Texas Stadium, but led by remnants of the over-the-hill gang, Washington conquered the Cowboys in their own backyard and won a playoff berth. For 7 years, George Allen changed the culture in Washington by tearing down a stereotype no franchise ever wants.
Allen did transform the franchise into a winner. Allen took the Redskins to the playoffs 5 times in the 70s, but they bowed out of the playoffs in the first round 4 times. He was able to motivate his players so well during the regular season, but it seemed that by the time they got to the playoffs, they were just burned out.
After missing the playoffs in 1977, George Allen's reign in Washington ended.
His one failing
was that he made the game not be fun for the owner. Edward Bennett Williams didn't enjoy owning a football team coached by George Allen.
So Williams just fired him, and to play on his words from 1971, he said, "I gave him unlimited patience and he exceeded it."